I had previously done a video on rock stars who couldn't stand Dave Grohl or who feuded with the musician. There were a few rock stars I didn't include in the first video, and you guys mentioned that in the comment section of that video. So today let's take a look at some more rock stars who feuded with Dave Grohl. A tape would surface of Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl doing a parody of the Creed song With Arms Wide Open in the early 2000s. Some sources claim it was the Howard Stern show where he did the parody, and apparently Stapp got wind of it, and during an appearance in 2005 on the show Casino Cinema, which was co-hosted by Howard Stern's wife, Beth, a drunk Stapp made some disparaging remarks about Grohl, as you can see here.
I'm back tonight, split kickboxer, right here on Spike TV. He said Dave Grohl got a little Dave Grohl from the Google. Hey, Dave Grohl, you got a little.
The Melvins' Buzz Osborne would be instrumental in helping introduce Dave Grohl to Nirvana members Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic. Osborne and Grohl would remain friends over the years, and Grohl even played on the Melvins' 1992 album. But by March of 2016, it appeared that the pair's relationship had become strained. Osborne, who spoke to Rolling Stone, claimed that Grohl proposed a mini Nirvana reunion on the Melvins' upcoming album at the time, Bases Loaded. While former Nirvana bassist Chris Novoselic contributed to the album, Grohl was a no-show and didn't give an explanation. Osborne would tell Rolling Stone, "It was before where the surviving members of Nirvana played with Paul McCartney. Dave Grohl said he wanted to do all the stuff with us. He wanted to do Nirvana songs with the Melvins and maybe have David Yao singing. So Chris Novoselic came down and started rehearsing, and Dave was supposed to show up and he just never showed up. Blew it off totally, and it was his idea. I didn't appreciate that, you know." It was in the same interview that Osborne took a shot at Grohl appearing at the Oscars the same year, performing at the In Memoriam segment saying, "I don't do that to people, you know. Generally, when I come up with an idea for something, it's my idea, and people fly down there on their own dime," which is what Chris did. That's not something I'm known for, but Dave, he's busy playing songs at the Oscars and shit. Grohl's relationship with guitarist Franz Stahl dates back to his pre-Nirvana band Scream. Stahl was essentially the leader of the band with his brother. When Grohl left Scream to join Nirvana, he's insinuated in various interviews that there was some hurt feelings between himself and Stahl. 7 years later, Foo Fighters, who were promoting their second album, The Color and the Shape, would lose guitarist Pat Smear, who was tired of doing long tours. Grohl would reach out to Stahl to join the group and tour the album, and while their time on the road would be enjoyable, when it came time to write the group's third album, There Was Nothing Left to Lose, Stahl didn't seem to gel with the band. It was during the making of the group's third record, Stahl would be fired during a conference call. Things came to a head when drummer Taylor Hawkins and bassist Nate Mendel voiced their concern to Grohl, who knew he had to let his friend go. The firing resulted in Stahl flying out to Grohl's home to confront his bandmates, telling Kerrang, "They proceeded to give me the biggest load of BS I ever heard. I broke down in tears. I couldn't believe it." According to Stahl, he struggled to get closure on what went down in the late 90s, but in 2011 he would appear in the Foo Fighters documentary Back and Forth, and his band Scream would open several shows for Foo Fighters during this time and even recorded at Dave Grohl's Studio 606. Back in the early 90s, there was a time when Dave Grohl was about to join Gwar before he became Nirvana's drummer, but things wouldn't work out. It was during the same decade that Gwar would be nominated for a Grammy, but the band was honest in the press that this nomination meant nothing to them. Years later, Gwar member Odoris Urungus would speak to Artisan News, bashing celebrity culture, and even brought up Dave Grohl's name, as he said here.
"Now let me tell you something. Those celebrities giving each other awards is the last thing they need. Heaping gift bags with $50,000 watches inside of them, the privileged elites of your society. What about an award for that girl who's working 60 hours a week so she can feed her 2 kids because her husband is overseas fighting your freaking war so you guys can have your gas guzzling fucking... Sorry, I get a little worked up about that.
Lastly, he wasn't too thrilled with the way Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters and the Grammys are in bed together.
And then Dave Grohl gets up there on the Grammys. He's like, "Hey, I'm Dave Grohl. Oh God, please let me suck some more corporate Hey, get some more in my mouth. All right, come, quick, let's get some more on stage for Dave Grohl to suck. He's not sucking enough. We think he can suck some more."
Sadly, in 2014, Urungus would pass away from a drug overdose, and Foo Fighters, who were out on tour during this time, paid tribute to him. Brad Roberts of Gwar would put out a statement saying, "I was going to kill Dave Grohl until he said something nice about Odoris." That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like button and subscribe. We'll see you again in Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.